doing nikah and what are the requirements, like everything? I hate these questions that come and say, tell us everything. This is not an encyclopedia, akhi. This is a Q&A program. I cannot devote a lecture for everything. You have to be specific. So generally speaking, what is the proper way of doing nikah? The proper way in Islam for marriage, nikah is marriage, is that the father of the girl or her guardian, if she doesn't have a father, then her brother. If she doesn't have a brother, then her son. If she doesn't have a son, then her uncle, then her cousin, paternal, or not maternal. So they propose, this is known as ijab. There has to be a proposal from the guardian. He says, I give you my daughter in marriage. This is the proposal, the ijab. There has to be a response known as qubul, acceptance. So the boy says, I accept her marriage. And this has to be in the presence of two male Muslim witnesses or more. We don't have to specifically identify them as Ahmed and Muhammad. If we are in a gathering and everyone is listening, this is sufficient, though we did not specify who the witnesses are. And one of the conditions is that a mahr is given, a dowry, from the boy's side to the girl. And this is either agreed upon before the marriage contract, that usually the boy or his father says, listen, we're giving 20,000, 30,000 riyals. Is that okay? And the girl's father says, yeah, it's okay. Or this is, no, we are interested in 50,000, for example. So it's give and take. Or if they did not disclose an amount, then the judge looks at the average that women in that area take as a dowry, and he forces the boy to give it. And that's it. End of story. The marriage took place. Of course, the consent of the boy and the girl is a priority, but this is by default. Because if the girl does not accept the boy in marriage, the marriage is void. And the father of the boy cannot just simply propose and his son is unaware of that. This also is not valid, and I hope this answers your question. Okay. Second question of Abu Yusuf is that what's the proper way of making or conducting a nikah? His reason of question is that there was a sister staying home, and in the masjid, the qadi, the ma'dhoon, whoever, asked about the guardian, and her elder brother, who is the guardian, deputized two of the elders, like uncles or so on. And they conducted a phone call to his sister, asking her if she agrees, and she agreed apparently. And the mahr was not disclosed, and the marriage took place. Is the marriage valid? Yes. See, the marriage, to be valid, there has to be the presence and consent of the guardian, who's usually the father. If the father is dead, then the brother, the eldest brother. The consent of the girl, the presence of the groom and his acceptance, and two Muslim witnesses. Is there any need for a qazi or for a ma'dhoon or for someone of an official position? No. If I want to get my daughter married, I would say to the man, I give you my daughter in marriage. This is known as ijab, the proposal. And if he says, I accept her marriage, this is qabul, acceptance. In the presence of two other Muslims, male Muslims, khalas, the marriage officially is conducted. But we always state that you have to have it in writing, in a contract, to save the girl's rights. So that the man, if he doesn't fear Allah, he does not just hit and run. No, there are witnesses, there is a contract written officially. She can go and claim in the court, through the legal system, etc., and demand her rights. Not naming the mahr, this is also acceptable. But now, it is not up to me and her to decide afterwards, though the marriage is conducted, that, okay, let's bargain. I say 10, she says 50. I says 20, she says 40. No, there's no bargaining. How to know what the mahr is? The officials ask in her community, Usually a girl of her age, 18, 20, 25 years of age, how much is she entitled for as mahar in the community? And they would say, wallah, she's entitled for 20,000, 30,000, done, deal. He has to pay this amount and there's no problem in that, inshallah. She's saying that the dua that is to be said before, is it? And the 2 rak'ahs, are they to be said before consummating the marriage or after consummating the marriage? Excuse me. First of all, there are 2 du'as. One du'a is to be said once you marry your wife and you put your hand over her forehead and say, Allahumma inni as'aluka min khayriha wa khayri ma jubilat alayhi wa a'udhu bika min sharriha wa sharri ma jubilat alayhi. Oh Allah, I seek that you give me the goodness and the goodness that she created on, and to protect me from her evil and the evil that she was created on. So this can happen the minute you get time to sit with your wife, even before consummating the marriage. The second dua is to be said only before intercourse. Bismillah, Allahumma jannibna shaitan wa jannib shaitan ma razaqtana. Bismillah, oh Allah, protect us from Satan and protect what you have given me from Satan as well. So it's both ways. So this only happens before intercourse, of course, the night of consummating the marriage. The 2 rak'ahs, these 2 rak'ahs are not based from the Sunnah on the night, the wedding night. These 2 rak'ahs are not, they're not backed by an authentic hadith for that specific night. However, every man and his wife are encouraged to pray 2 rak'ahs a night for the rest of their lives, every single night. And the Prophet has recommended this and told us that whoever does this would be registered at the side of Allah Azza wa Jal as among those males and females who mention Allah and remember Allah Azza wa Jal plenty and a lot. But to say that there is a specific 2 rak'ahs, when a man enters his bedroom and he tells his wife, let's pray 2 rak'ahs as seeking barakah from Allah Azza wa Jal, this is not part of the Sunnah, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.